Hey guys, what's up? Welcome and welcome back to my YouTube channel, and today I'm filming a YouTube video. Today is a exciting day. I'm gonna be filming my last high school video of the century on this channel. I filmed and edited some of them, 16 high school videos. These were not consistent of the drama videos and stuff like that. These are the routine videos, the hauls, the pack with me, the stuff like that. So we're gonna get into the nitty-gritty. I started it about 1 year ago, so I am well certified to give advice for my underclassmen, my freshmen and sophomores. But I'm just be going down memory lane, and if you are interested, if you are a freshman or sophomore right now and just want to get an inside scoop on these videos, these are a lot of upperclassmen videos, so you guys don't need to worry about getting any of this stuff done right now. So I'm just be getting started for my first video. So my first video was what is in my backpack for junior year. So I explained everything that you need for junior year so far. The first day of junior year, so I basically recap what I did that day. So that's really interesting. That was literally 5 minutes after I got home from school. And then I did homecoming makeup for junior year. I did how my junior year is so far, basically a life update. I did a school morning routine, basically when it was around the winter time and we had a 2-hour delay, and I just did my morning routine, what I do. How to get a varsity letter. I did unpopular opinion school edition, high school edition especially. I did a back to school freshman advice video, and that's kind of like going over some stuff, but I didn't really explain a lot of stuff. It may sound that way, but in this video I'm just going to be explaining even more. My next video is I did a back to school healthy breakfast routine, which is for all 4 grades. I did a back to school makeup tutorial for people that wear makeup to school, because I was requested to do so. I did what was in my backpack for senior year, and then my recent videos I did senior year is not like the movies, basically explaining a life update as well. For senior year especially, not talking about life, probably talking about life in general, but like talking about high school especially. I did a Dear Class of 2020, then I also did Dear High School for the general, and that's basically a short story and stuff like that. So if you guys are interested in that, you guys can go watch those videos. And this is my 17th high school video. It's gonna be my last, because your girl is going to college, and I'm so excited for college content. I want to do a dorm tour. I want to do dorm buying, stuff like that. So I honestly cannot wait for that content to come. But this is for underclassmen especially. So if you're a freshman, welcome. And I'm just going to be giving you guys some tips on how to essentially survive freshman year. I'm not going to say survive in the title, because I feel like you could take all this stuff with a grain of salt. But honestly, these are stuff that I did during freshman year and things I wish I did freshman year. So you guys can take it how it is. It is what it is. So we're gonna get into the freshman advice, and if you're a sophomore, you guys can reflect on this advice, and then after you can just skip to the timestamp. I'm either gonna do it down below, or I'm just gonna tell you guys. So the first freshman advice I have for you guys is to start off with a clean slate. It doesn't matter what high school you're going to. It doesn't matter if you know people or not. Start off with a clean slate. And what I mean by that is all the incoming freshmen are in the same boat. They either dropped all their friends, or they still have their friends, but they want to make new ones. So follow everyone you can get your hands on from your high school. And I'm not just saying your grade specifically. Talk to everyone in your high school. They'll have their high school in their bio and when they're graduating. So get to know them, talk to them, because it's going to be a grand old time, and that's how you're going to start off with connections. And I know high school is not about connections, but it is with the memories you make. So that's what I recommend for you guys. The next thing I said is do all your homework and then some. This is kind of self-explanatory, but I have realized that my grades were slipping because my middle school did not prepare me for high school whatsoever, even though I was going from a Catholic to a Catholic high school. It did not prepare me. And I barely did extra credit. I only did it when I was like had a 65 or something like that. And I felt like doing extra credit. So make sure you guys do extra credit when it is given. It doesn't matter if you have a 75, a 65, or 85, or 95. Do extra credit. And I literally seen my grades increase tremendously from doing extra credit junior year. And that's why I got into the honor roll twice. So that's what I recommend. My grades freshman and sophomore year were mediocre. I had a lot of 85s and I had a lot of 75s. So that's why I recommend doing extra credit, and you'll see your grades going up tremendously. And also that will benefit you in the future because you will be more likely to get into your top schools. So the next thing it says is get your volunteer hours in. You could start freshman year and get them volunteer hours in because you need them in order to graduate. And your school knows this. You need to have volunteer hours or service hours in order to graduate. For Catholic schools, at least, I don't know if it's like this for I don't know if this is for public schools, but if you're going to a public school, it's still good to do extra service hours and community service hours and stuff like that, and volunteer hours. So just just ask your guidance counselor or someone that's in charge to give you the inside scoop of how many service hours you need. Sorry, the lawnmower in the background, but next thing I said is run for class officer. You can be a social person and you just want to get to know your class more and be in charge, I guess, but get some service hours in and do those service hours. I mean, what did I say? I said get your be elected for president or vice president or treasurer, anything like that if you're interested in, and that is how you can get used to leadership roles, and that can also be a really good resume builder. And going back to the service hours and volunteer hours, if you build the connections over the 4 years of your high school, they can end up writing you a letter recommendation for your high school application. And a lot of schools just want to see you take leadership roles or do volunteer hours and very successful and become successful at it. The next thing I said is hang out with your friends as much as possible, because you will realize every single year of high school you're going to have less and less time to hang out with your friends. So freshman year, just do everything, go to every game. It doesn't matter if you watch the game or not. Watch the game with your friends, talk to them, get to know more people. So it will be so much easier when senior year you can adapt a little bit more and you're saying, wow, I'm so glad I hung with my friends when I did, because it just made me a so much better person in the end when it comes to times like these when you barely get to hang out with your friends at all or see them. So that's what I recommend. Freshman year you'll have not as many tests, so you won't have an excuse to study for a test or a quiz, because you're barely going to have one. You're probably going to have one every quarter, like a lot of schools do, and a lot of freshman classes do. You have one test per quarter. You'll have quizzes throughout, pop quiz and stuff like that, but they won't be as strenuous and gut-wrenching as you may seem. So hang out with your friends as much as possible. Just enjoy life. Live high school out to the fullest. The next thing I said is don't worry about having a relationship. Whether you had an old relationship from middle school, drop that, because you're going to hang out with, you're going to see the boys transform better in high school. Don't worry about having a relationship in high school. And if you dropped your old friends, that is perfectly fine. The people, the culture in high school is way much better. The people are way much better than middle school. They're more real. They're not as real, but they're more real than the people in middle school, because, honey, mostly everyone in middle school, either they're friends of friends or their parents are friends. So that is the real tea. Next thing I have on my list is join as many teams and clubs as possible. Join every club, join every team. Doesn't matter how good you are at the team, the sport or anything like that. Try out for everything, because you will also gain a social status if that is something you are interested in. Join every team. And if you do good and you go on varsity, get your varsity letter, varsity jacket, it'll be perfectly fine. And if you want more advice on getting your varsity letter on your first year, because once you get your varsity letter, that is automatically transformed. You have more opportunities. Say, for example, I'm going to take my track experience, for example. I started junior year, and I got my varsity letter in about 4 months, and I did indoor and outdoor track. And when you get your varsity letter, that automatically says that you are a varsity athlete, and you can automatically get scholarships from your sport and stuff like that, and get more opportunities, and get scouted and get recruited and stuff like that. And also, you are technically a leader on the team. So just do that. It doesn't matter. And if you're looking for a sport and you don't want to do basketball, football, softball, field hockey, join track, because there's not a capacity level of how many people are on a track team. Because as much as a lot of people love track because they either want to get fit or something like that, join track, because you will love it, and you will find a sporting event that you will love. You will either do discus or shot put like I did, or you do long distance, short distance, steeplechase. I don't know. Do something in track, because you will love it, and you'll have a banging body afterwards. Okay. So next and last thing for my freshman is to get the best grades possible. Like I said, time management is a thing, people. If you guys don't have it freshman year, you're definitely gonna have it sophomore year. Middle school, it was required for us to have a planner, and then I'm just recommending for you guys to get a planner. Prioritize your life, people, because it will make you a more happier and healthier person. And yeah, so get a planner, prioritize your life, get things done, and it's so satisfying, just like checking off stuff that you did during the day or did homework and stuff like that. So this is the end of my freshman advice. I hope you guys liked that. And if you guys want to stay for a sneak peek of things, you can incorporate this. You can incorporate any advice that I give you into any years of your high school experience. So we're going to get started into the sophomore advice. I hope you guys have an amazing year, freshmen, and just take this how it is. You could have from outside source that high school is the worst or the best 4 years of your life. It is your journey. It is your high school experience. It doesn't matter if your parents went to the same high school as you. It is your experience, and you're a different generation. So I love you guys so much, and hope you guys have an amazing year, and let me know how it is. You guys can also follow me on Instagram and Snapchat to let me know how your life is in high school. So the next thing is sophomore advice, and automatically off the bat is hang out with your friends as much as possible. Like I said, hang out with your friends as much as possible, because you realize that you'll have more tests and quizzes per quarter, and you didn't hang out with your friends as much as possible, because high school is not just because of the academics. A lot of people make it out to be like that. I know a lot of people in high school that just grind to the fullest, and don't get me wrong, they get good grades, but I feel like it's also social aspects. So you guys have to balance that, and don't get so carried away about the social side about high school, because I've seen a lot of people do that as well. So make it 50-50 always. So if you guys want to have a better social life, go for it and hang out with your friends, but also make sure you realize and have in your brain that high school is about the academics as well, and that's why you're in high school. So, and it helps you prepare for college as well. The next thing I have is get all the necessary credits needed. I didn't mention this in my freshman advice, but I recommend you guys, freshman year, you guys can kind of hang loose and stuff like that, but sophomore year, make sure you guys get all your credits done, whether that's arts or tech credits. And a lot of people don't realize that in order to graduate, you need a certain amount of credits. And in order to get into a college, you need a different set of credits. So my school recommended 21 credits in order to graduate. So you need that. You need volunteer hours. So that's all you need. You need a certain amount of credits. But I needed 21 credits. I didn't know how much volunteer hours, but I did so much clubs and so much volunteer hours. Basically graduated. So my school specifically needed 21 credits. I did extra classes and stuff like that to build up my credits, and my final total of credits were 26 credits. So that just speaks for itself that I did above and beyond to graduate, because it doesn't matter. No one's gonna judge you for doing extra credits or doing extra classes, because you will need it in the long run to kind of back it up. So I recommend you guys to do 1 or 2 or even 5 extra credits like I did, higher than the recommended credits, so you guys can graduate. And also, you guys will notice this junior and senior year, colleges need certain credits. You need to take certain classes to get into the college, and you need certain classes to get into the major you want to get into. And it's okay to go into college undecided. But like myself, I knew what I wanted to do from the end of sophomore year to now, what I want to do for my career. So I went to college. I started junior year, and I was like, what kind of credits do I need in order to do that? And I was so fortunate to take a business class senior year. So I kind of get that as a resume builder and application builder. So enough with that college stuff. You guys are sophomores. So next thing I have is get into a healthy routine, whether this is losing weight or getting to a routine where you just write down stuff in a planner. Just get into routine. It's just going to make you a happy and healthier person, and you'll be more inclined to do the things on your to-do list, because you spend $30 on a planner at Staples, and then you got a nice felt tip pen to cross off every single thing you did on your list. So get into the routine. Let's start off with getting a planner. Like I said, for the freshmen, it is not required to get a planner, but I recommend to get a planner, because I've seen a lot of people struggle and not know what the homework was just because they didn't write it down. You could write it down on your you can write it down on your hand. You could literally not even get a planner, and I love this idea much better. I spend about $30-$40 on a planner, but you guys can literally get a notebook like this and just write. I'm just gonna show you guys what I did for this year for classes. When we started online classes, this is what I did, and you guys can do this. I literally did it for the week of the 30th of March, and I just did Monday through Friday, and I wrote every single thing down, and I crossed it off as well. But that's what you guys can do. You can either do that, or you could spend time on a planner, whatever one you like, whatever one you prefer. But planners, I love planners because you have so much freedom to just, they have slots to write in what you need to do and stuff like that. So I totally recommend to do that because it's so much better, and you'll see yourself doing it more likely. So the next thing I said is look into potential schools you are interested in. So look into schools that you're interested in. So first, like I said, you want to kind of get into the field what you want to do for your life, for the rest of your life. Whether that's marketing or communications, advertising, being a doctor, being a teacher. Look up all this stuff. Look up all this stuff and look up the best schools. And if it's near you, or your parents are down to travel every single weekend with the colleges, just go on tours and get to know things. I really wish instead of junior year, we went sophomore year. But for all my juniors that are watching this video, potential juniors are going to be a junior this year, make sure you guys go to college fairs and make sure you guys take advantage of all the college visits, because the colleges come to your school and they talk about the school, and no question is out of range. They'll answer every question as best as possible, and these are people that either graduated from the college and are guidance counselors, or they're the admissions people that are going to be physically reading your application. So just talk to them, and there's no age limit and there's no grade limit of who can talk to them, but I recommend talking to them sophomore year to get a feel, and talk to them and email them, have a chit chat about the application process and stuff like that, because you can get started on that as well. Start your application process as soon as possible. I recommend this summer after sophomore year to do so. I recommend building connections and talking to people like that. If you are a person that is getting recruited, I recommend talking to coaches and stuff like that, or want to get potentially recruited and you're not the best. I know a lot of people that aren't the best, they say to themselves, and they talk to college coaches and they get recruited. So just talk to a lot of people like that and just start your college process, but you don't have to get so deep into it, but just take some notes down. I don't know where my notebook is, but I just looked up the top communication schools, and it said the requirements and stuff like that, and I wrote people's emails. I talked to people, I chit chat with hundreds of people about this topic and about the school, and also get to know people that are that go to the school currently, seniors, juniors, or even freshmen, about the school, and just get to know them. But just say why did you pick this school, so you don't have to get straight into the process sophomore year, but just have it in the back of your mind. So I said, don't worry about a relationship again. Don't worry about a relationship. You're here in high school to grow, and you may have a social life, but try not to go into a relationship that you're not comfortable with, or just because you want a relationship. Just don't do it, because you're just going to be more miserable and you're going to be depressed. So the next thing I said is go to as much school activities as possible, which I mean go to every basketball game, go to every football game, go to stuff like that, because the majority of junior and senior year I was working, so I didn't go to as much college games. I didn't go to my homecoming game this year because I was working, but I recommend to go to every single thing, because you guys can take cute pictures and post on Instagram. My Instagram is down below, follow me. But You guys can take a lot of pictures and stuff like that. You guys can get to know the players and stuff like that. And it's just an excuse to hang out with your friends. If you can hang out with your friends. And a lot of the high school games are during the week. So if you're not in an activity or your activity is early, and there's some life tips on how to get into games for free. I'm going to tell them right now because I don't know where my card is, but you normally get a card this big that says a family pass. So make sure you guys take that to every single game. But for NCAA games, you need to pay. But if it is after school, it's about 4 o'clock, 4:30. Go to the gym. If it's a basketball game or something like that, go to where the game is being held and sit there. Sit there and you save $12 or $15 because I haven't done it personally, but I know people that have done it and stuff like that. So go to the games. You can go for free, and it's just something to make you less worried, and you'll just have stuff to look back on and pictures to look back on and stuff like that. So the next thing is make it a point to make new friends in your classes. And this is the last advice I'm going to give y'all because this video is almost 30 minutes long, but make it a point to hang out and talk to people in your classes. And also try to get best grades as possible. Like I said, I feel like this video has been very repetitive with being more social on the social side, but I really recommend you guys to do a 50-50 balance, not 1% less or 1% more, because I've seen a lot of people, like I said to my freshmen, a lot of people make high school all about the academics, and I applaud them for that. They don't make any friends. They might have friends, but they don't talk to them, they don't speak to them, and they don't even hang out with them. I see a lot of people that make it about that. But on the other hand, I see a lot of people make it the point of social, 100% social. They may do their work, but like they're just there to do their work and do it half-assed instead of going 9 yards, and they just hang out with their friends and stuff like that, drink, smoke after school and stuff like that. They don't make it the point. But if you guys gonna have a healthy balance, I feel like that's gonna make the year, those 4 years possible, the best as you can. Because I'm not gonna lie, I had a good and bad high school experiences, but if you just make it that 50-50 balance between academics and social life, you will have a good high school experience and you will not regret it. And the next thing I said was get the best grades as possible, because they're going to be looking at your grades. They're going to be looking at some freshman grades, but they're going to be looking at sophomore and junior grades and senior grades as well. So stop hanging out with them if they're not doing your work for you, okay? Okay, if you're really struggling in school, let someone know and stop hanging out with your friends. Like, I literally had to make it a point that I could not hang out with friends and I could not do this and third because I was really struggling in school. So junior and senior year, my grades went up, because I made it a point to lessen down the social life a little bit and just gear towards it. And it can get to the point where you have to drop people because they're not doing your work for you. They're either trying to copy your work every single day, or they're just a bad influence on you. And you will realize that the people that you had from freshman to senior year, that those people are the right people. You need to make friends that are going to have your best interest at heart and have the same exact drive as you. If you are friends with the best student, the valedictorian in your class, those are the people you want to hang out with because they know the balance between social and academic sides of school. You want to hang out with the best people, the best students know the balance. They know the balance, and if you know the balance and you have 80s and 90s and you don't have straight A's or straight A pluses, you know the balance, but it's just the way you learn specifically. So I recommend you guys to just make it a point to prioritize your high school experience, and you're gonna have the best years of your life. So I hope you guys have an amazing year. I just want to tell you guys that there's going to be times where it's going to feel so long, so incredibly long. There's gonna be some days that the year's like going by so long, but I feel like if you're in the second semester of your sophomore year, you're not even gonna remember the first semester of your sophomore year because it went by that fast. Junior year, I feel like it's the longest year of your life. Longest year of your life. I could tell you that because literally all you're doing is basically looking up colleges, talking to college reps and stuff like that, getting your grades in. But it's so freaking long. So I just want to tell you guys that there's going to be some times where you have downtime and it's not as worth living, and you're going to have some up times which it's going fast paced and stuff like that. So I just recommend you guys to don't take high school so seriously and don't take it lightly, because I feel like if, like I keep on mentioning, if you have that 50-50 balance of academics and social life, you're going to have an amazing experience and you won't regret it. I remember junior year, that's when I started hanging with my friends, because I have not had, like, freshman year and sophomore year, I didn't really know what I wanted to do in life, so I kind of didn't hang out with my friends. I hung out with them in school and that's it. And then I just hung out with my family on the weekends and stuff like that, or I just self-isolated myself. But I feel like junior year and senior year was like the years that I hung out with my friends the most. I hung with their friends. We went on car rides. We went to parties and we hung out. We had tea talks on Fridays, and we had the most grandest time. And I feel like the younger generation, the freshmen and sophomores, I feel like you're going to realize that you have to have that balance in order to live. In order to have a healthy, happy life, you would have to have the balance where you could hang out with your friends all the time, but also succeed in life, in school, and your mental health is up. So I just want you guys to love every minute of high school, even though it's going to be your worst. There has been times where I did not want to go to the school that I'm graduating from, but I just want you guys to realize that it's not the end of the world. Every high school has drama. Every single high school has drama. And don't transfer schools because there's drama. I've seen a lot of people do it. And you will realize that the more